Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel, The Mustard Butterfly, a home for good, a home for change, a home for women. I'm Doyen and you often find me in this part of our home. The Mustard Butterfly exists to equip women with tools to develop our whole selves, physically, spiritually and mentally, in order to live out our full potential, loving God and loving others as we love ourselves. This month we are exploring a theme of identity as part of our holistic health puzzle. And identity is this word that can come across very daunting, and in the last video I spoke about how I have come to, identify, like how I've come to discover who I am or I am becoming. And so please check it out if this is something of interest to you. So identity comes across as, it comes across as this big word when we hear it, like, what's our identity? Ooh, people just think, wow, I have to put, certain words to it. And so with discovering my identity, when I started trying to discover who I am, I realized that I couldn't get far without first addressing the things that I felt insecure about. And for me, it was mainly at the time was mainly my weight. I wasn't comfortable with the excess weight that I carried. I didn't like how I came across, in how I looked, how I felt in clothes. I just wasn't comfortable in my skin, let's put it that way. And I know sometimes we like to shy away from this, our physical appearance. We don't like speaking about it because we just think, oh, but what's the big deal anyway? But actually I think it's a big deal, because if you're not comfortable in the body that you're in, how do you then turn up to your world? How do you function? If this is something that bothers you, how do you then go ahead and be all that you're meant to be? How do you go and just do your daily things if you're not comfortable in the in the vessel, like in the body that's moving you around? And actually I remember back then I came across a stat that about 97% of women are uncomfortable in their skin. And I thought, okay, so this is a thing. I can see why that came about, because even with my regular interactions with women, physical and body issues come up a lot in conversations, in discussions with women. And I think it's an important thing, especially if it's something that bothers you. I think it's something that we should address. So for me, I was very insecure, I would say, in my skin. I didn't feel right. And so for me to try and form or know who I am, for me I had to get through that, because it was a bother. And so I had to get through that insecurity, and along the way, working through that insecurity and lots of others, I came up with different phases, different things, different ideas that helped me through them, and I want to share that with you today. And the first one is acceptance. And acceptance for me was knowing that there are some things that I can't change, and there are some things that I can change, but they're not changed yet. So accepting them as they were in the moment, as they are in the moment. So first of all, to accept them, you have to identify them. So identifying the things that obviously you're insecure about is the first step. And then accepting them. Accepting, for me, obviously, I'm going to talk very much about my physical, because that was one of the bigger insecurities then. And so for me, it was like accept. So I'll give you an example. So I really didn't, I thought my legs were too big, and I was just not comfortable with it when I was in school, because it was like the biggest part of my body, and I was just like, I just didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel comfortable wearing skirts or even tights. I was always in like tracksuit bottoms and trousers and all of that. And so for me, I had to accept that my bone structure is a certain way, my legs are a certain shape, and that's not going to change. And then obviously there was the additional excess weight that I was carrying, that just I carry around that area, or just generally I was carrying on my body at the time, that I had to then think, okay, I can lose the weight, but right now I am not there yet. And so I think accepting everything as they are, it gives you it puts you in a better place mentally to even work through those things that you can change. And so I think the first step in trying to work through our insecurities is to just accept things for what they are. Of course, the ones that you can't change, don't let that bother you. I'm not sure how else to put that, but don't let it bother you, because there's a reason why you're made that way, and there's nothing wrong. Just accept that, accept it, and be happy about it. And then things that you can change, accept that you are going to change them, and then work your way through changing them. So that's the first thing. The second one is to redefine. You have to redefine these insecurities, because I don't think any of us was born knowing that we were insecure about something. Insecurities come about from external sources, something somebody said, a standard that the world, the society has put in place. And for me, I had to redefine those things, because a lot of what we feel insecure about, they're not bad in themselves. It's just the language, the language and narrative that's been given to it. So in redefining myself, I'll use my leg, because I've spoken about me being insecure about my legs, for instance. So instead of saying they're big and attaching big to something wrong, I would just now I just see my legs as, they're big, but I see it as they're strong. I look at it and I'm actually in admiration, wow, strong legs. So when I walk, I'm like, yes, I'm crushing limitations today. These are the ways you redefine your insecurity. The truth of the matter is that those things that we feel insecure about are not, most times they're not even bad things, but it's because somebody has said they're bad. So then we have accepted that narrative. But if we redefine it, and when it comes to redefining as well, I must say that I don't just pull out a definition out of thin air. I go back to my source. I believe that we're all created by God. And so I go back to God's word, the Bible, and I go back to what he says about me, that just everything, and I redefine everything based on that. Because another thing we have to remember is that with redefining your identity is, if you rely on an external source, if you rely on the world to tell you who you are, or to tell you if that thing you're insecure about is good, or just to affirm you, you might be waiting a very long time, because the world can throw these negative things at us. But one place that you can be rest assured that will not tell you there's anything wrong with you is in the Bible. And so I just go to that, and sometimes I write out these things. It helps to write these things out, what you're redefining, and read them and speak them out, and tell yourself that. And that really helps me to get through this insecurities. And I think another thing that helps as well when I'm reading the Bible is reading the creation stories. So it's so good to read it, because that's where it all began, right? That's where we all came from. And there's a part where it says in Genesis, in the first book of the Bible, where it says, everything God created was very good. So in redefining, it helps you, that helps you just remember that actually everything about you is very good. Especially the things that we didn't put on ourselves, the things that we're born with, we can't change, they're very good. So yes, we might have heard different other definitions, but of course, such is life. But then when we come to recognizing that actually everything is very good, then my definition needs to match that everything is very good. There's another translation actually that I really love, and it says God validated everything he created. And I think that's just, to me, it's just amazing. Like, the God of this universe validates this thing, so how dare anybody else say anything different? And so that's how I come to redefining the things that I feel, or I once felt insecure about, and the things that will come up, because hey, I'm still in this world and things come up now and again. And so yeah, that helps me redefine who my insecurities, and then obviously who I am as a result of that. And the final thing is to be confident. Confidence is, for me, I think it's such a mental exercise, because it's not something that comes naturally to a lot of people. Some people are born in environments where it's instilled from birth, you know, their parents or their society did a very good job in instilling that confidence. The people around them were very, confident people, so they could learn from that. But it's not the case for a lot of other people. And so for me, I had to learn how to be confident. Now, I didn't say feel confident, because my feelings can lead me astray, especially as women. Like, our hormones play tricks on us at different parts, at different times of the month. So if we were to rely on feeling confident, we might never feel confident, especially in the world we're living. So being confident, it's something that is such a mental exercise. And for me, it helps to remember that I'm never doing life, I'm never in this world alone. That's where I get the confidence to be. And obviously when it comes to insecurities as well, just knowing that I didn't create myself, somebody greater, somebody that doesn't make mistakes created me. And that, knowing that and remembering that that person is always with me, is always present with me, helps me to be confident. Even at the times when I don't feel confident in the moment, I had to remember and know that there is somebody that made the things I feel insecure about, that made me to be just the way I am, or the things that have been told to me that are not very good, the things I feel insecure about because of whatever reason it is that I feel insecure about them. I know that there's somebody that tells me that I am very, very well created. So that helps me be confident, even at times when it's not the popular opinion. Just knowing that the most opinion, the highest opinion, the biggest opinion is the right thing, helps me to be confident. And it's not something that comes instantly all the time. It's, like I said, it's a mental exercise. So it's something that we have to create as a task. Otherwise, our confidence, it's so easy to shake that confidence, is what I've realized. So yeah, these are the 3 things that I work through at times when I just feel like that dip, or where I feel like, oh, I have an insecurity that I need to work out. I just remember, first of all, I need to get to the root of it, identify and accept it. Then I need to redefine, like, where's this insecurity? Why is this an insecurity? Who has said what narrative has been given to it? Redefine, change the perspective, change the narrative. And finally, I just need to walk confidently, knowing that definition, that definition I've given myself, that so-called insecurity, it's the right definition, and I need to walk confidently and just stay focused, stay tunnel vision about that definition. And I hope that helps you in, through the insecurities that you're working through, because we all have insecurities, right? I think we all have insecurities, whatever it is, even if it's not so physical, even if it's more of like a personality or character insecurity. Just know that yeah, you can work through them, and once we get through them, we will start to be sure of who we are, and just again just walk confidently in it. So yeah, I hope those 3 things, you're able to put them into practice, and I hope it helps you. Of course, share your comments below, let me know if it does help, or share what you use as well to get through insecurities, because I want to learn more as well. Yeah, give this video a like as well if you have found it useful. If you did like it, don't be shy, thumbs up, and then share with your community, share with your network. You never know who could be at the verge of breaking down that could use this. And subscribe to our growing community. Let's do this life well together. Let's work on changing our world for good as well. And yeah, see you next time. We'll still be discussing the identity saga issue or thing. Yeah, still discussing identity. Join me again next time as we carry on in these conversations, the identity conversation. And please head over to our Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, and just join in on the conversations that we're having on identity. And I'll see you next time.